Well, George Rose, obviously busy man at the moment. Where are you right now, and what's been happening in the last sort of 24 to 48 hours?
Yeah, look, currently in Las Vegas, heading through to Puerto Rico tonight for the IBF convention. But we've been to the Canelo fight on the weekend. It was a great experience. It was a hell of a fight. And just been having a few face-to-face meetings here while we're in the US because it just face-to-face is always better. We're lucky that we can use video conferencing and phone calls, but always find having a face-to-face conversation with someone always helps things move along a lot quicker.
Obviously, the fights on the weekend were incredible. Probably nice to be a part of a big event where you don't have such a vested interest as we did last time around. What was that experience like, a Canelo fight?
Yeah, amazing. The atmosphere in the building was absolutely amazing. In the fight, I thought lived up to the probably exceeded the hype. I think Mongraal's performance was a lot better than a lot of people anticipated. He looked very big, very strong in there, and made a hell of a fight out of it. But the atmosphere in the building was absolutely off its head. And there was a lot happening around us too, mind you. Where we were seated, we had Morel sitting behind us. We had Benavides sitting in front of us, and these are the guys that are all gunning for Canelo as well. So there was plenty of chat happening all around us. So it made for an entertaining night, and I'm curious to see where that goes next.
Nice. Obviously, the atmosphere in Vegas transitioned over to Japan, and one of our very own was there, Sam Goodman. Managed to get even better than ringside. He got in the ring after the fight. Where obviously, was that something that was planned? We obviously know Sam's been mandatory for a while now, but watching that, give us your views and what's the latest on all things Sam Goodman taking on the monster, Naoya Inoue.
Yeah, look, given that we weren't there ringside with Sam for that moment, I'm really glad that he owned that opportunity when he was given it. I loved how he handled himself in the ring. That's such a daunting experience for any person. You're in a stadium that's sold out to the rafters of Inoue fans, and he's stepping in the ring and putting the bounce straight on Inoue. And I loved when he grabbed the mic and let him know that he wants that fight, and if he's not going to take it, we need to vacate the belts because he's here and he seriously means business. I think it was a good opportunity too for Sam to size him up and get to see where their opportunities exist for this fight, because this is a fight that Sam Goodman gets. He's been working hard for this for quite some time. He's known that it's been on the radar, and now to get the opportunity, he's going to get there, and he's going to take it with both hands. And I absolutely believe that he's going to shock the world. I think that Sam's a different fighter to what Inoue has experienced in the last few fights, and Sam's one who's really going to upset the apple cart here, and I can see Sam walking away with four belts.
That's obviously the ideal scenario for any CEO of a promotional company. Obviously, it would have taken a little while to get to this point. Like, things don't just happen overnight. Sam being in Japan is obviously a good example of that. What's the next steps to seeing that fight happen? There was talks about it taking place in September. Obviously, there's some more meetings in your end to be had. Let us know, tell us what's next.
Yeah, look, we're hoping to have an official announcement pretty soon. But what we want to do is we've had some great conversations so far with Mr. Honda and Top Rank, and really progressing everything there. We're heading down to the IBF convention tonight, so we'll make sure that we're putting our case forward there too, to ensure that Sam's mandatory is enforced. He is the mandatory in IBF. He's fought his way into that position over the last few years. His activity has been outstanding. The fights that he's taken a lot of huge risks, and he's shown both the IBF and the WBO, which is ranked number one in both. He's really showed he's an active guy, that he wants to be the champion, that he wants to hold them belts, and not only that, defend them belts as often as possible. So for him, he's put himself in a great position. We're also in a good position at the moment in negotiations. Obviously, we are going to try and make a push for Australia. I think that'll be a very hard one, given the amount of popularity that Inoue has in Japan. But that's going to be a huge experience for Sam. And as I said, he's seen what it's like firsthand in that moment. So it's not going to be anything new to him when he's stepping into that ring in Japan.
You obviously you're backing Sam all the way, but just how hard of a task is this going to be for Sam Goodman against the monster?
The monster. Firstly, the nickname, the monster. You know that he's something that's a problem. He's arguably the pound for pound best in the world. Between him and Terence Crawford, it's very hotly disputed. But I believe that on the back of Inoue's performance, he is. He's number one pound for pound. People are talking about him as being mentioned in one of the greatest fighters of all time. Not only of this generation, but all time. What he's achieved in the sport. He's a legend. He's a current living legend who's the undisputed champ, who holds all the belts. And Sam Goodman, little fella from Wollongong, little fella from Australia, is stepping in the ring with this guy who is a living legend. And not only that, Sam Goodman is going to get the win in this fight. I've got absolutely every belief in Sam that he'll get this job done. And he will shock the world, because no one will be giving him that opportunity. No one will be giving him, a chance in this fight. No one will believe that he can do it. He believes it. I believe it. And all of Australia needs to believe it too, and get behind him, join the mad bunch and really showing some support for this one.
Yeah, that's obviously, it's an exciting time. There's obviously some other fights, in the works, and all the conversations you've been having over there. You might have seen on social media, our very own Tszyu caught up with his Hall of Fame legend father, Kostya, in Thailand. They've started training. Were you aware that was going to happen? And what's your, when you see that, I'm sure much like the rest of us, it brings a smile to the face, doesn't it?
Yeah, look, I know Tim's been excited for this one, and I think the timing of it is great too. It's been a lot of fun watching him, going through the motions together, watching them train together. You can see Kostya's getting that itch again, I reckon, training with Tim as well. So the little moments that we're all getting opportunity to see on social media, some great interactions there. And I think if Kostya's sharing some of his little secrets with Tim at the moment, it's scary to think just how much better Tim could be. I already believe that he's the best in the division. If he's got a few more secrets up his sleeve shared by his father, that makes him even more devastating.